Greetings, everyone. Corey here. Time for another midnight review, and of course, we're going to go see Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Bam! I went to the double feature, so it had Jurassic World followed shortly after by Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Pretty cool. Fortunately, they give you this little lanyard and stuff, kind of like with Deadpool. They also give you a little collectible, which is a poster, but I forgot. I pretty much made my friend in charge of the posters because we had a few, and I forgot to get mine from him. So the poster is pretty much the island volcano exploding, and it has Blue the raptor in the front of it. You know, doing his little screech. You know, so it's pretty cool, pretty neat. I kind of wish it was the T-Rex more than the raptor, but Blue plays more of a bigger part in this movie than the T-Rex does, even though the T-Rex is pretty much clutch throughout the whole movie. But yeah, so it was pretty fun seeing Jurassic World again in the big screen. The sound is just crazy, how much bass it outputs. This was just a regular showing, so it wasn't Dolby Cinema showing that I normally go to. Excuse me. But even still, the sound was still crazy. It was really good watching it again. Fallen Kingdom is... It pretty much takes place 4 years, I believe, after the events of the first Jurassic World. Excuse me, I felt like I gotta sneeze. So it's good. It's interesting to see what happened to the island. Of course, the volcanic, eruption kind of messes things up, and the whole thing is they're trying to save some dinosaurs off the island because they are living creatures, even though they are clone and genetic, hybrid mutants of the originals, because they don't have the exact genomes for them. They just, spliced, other animals that were related and hopefully made something very similar to what they would look like. But pretty much just like InGen, there's another bad guy. And I gotta say, man, when I saw the trailers for this, it reminded me so much of Dino Crisis. So for those that have played it before, it was back in PlayStation 2 times. It was pretty much Resident Evil, but instead of zombies, it's dinosaurs. And that's what this felt like, even though there was technically only one bad dinosaur, really. The Endoraptor, which is the new hybrid, the new Indominus Rex, pretty much slightly smaller, a little bit sleeker, but even more strong, even more smarter, and more trained, technically, quotations, more trained. Not quite completely, but still pretty trained. Blue is the big part of it because, it's the intelligence, the man, what do they call it? The marking on them, the scent that, it's just on top of my imprinting. On Blue, of course, they show some videos of Blue being trained and stuff like that. And man, like, there's a couple scenes that are pretty cool to see. Chris Pratt with a baby Blue raptor, and it's kind of, I don't know, like, it kind of got that wonder again from the first Jurassic World Park. It's just like more connection you get from this movie compared to the other ones where, it's mostly the humans you're, focusing on. This one, it's the dinosaurs, which I love dinosaurs, so it just, I guess connected a little bit more than previously. Not really too much to spoil. You kind of know what's gonna happen, but the way that they do it and execute it, it doesn't feel like a typical movie. You know what's gonna happen pretty much once you start watching it. Get past the half hour mark, I would say. Past the hour mark, halfway through, you kind of see the end game of what's gonna happen, especially if you've seen the trailers. And it doesn't disappoint at all. It's still a very great movie. I don't know if I said that at the beginning, but it's definitely worth your dollar. I don't think it'll do as well as the first Jurassic World. For some reason, the first Jurassic World just did a ridiculous amount of money in the theaters. Our double feature cinema movie was pretty full. I mean, it was probably around 90, maybe 85% full, which is pretty crazy that people stick around to watch two movies back to back for roughly 4.5, 5 hours. So that's saying something at least. But yeah, man, the music just plays so much bigger part. Well, not really. I would say Jurassic World, the music played a lot more, wondery, music sounding like how they want to capture the first Jurassic Park movie. Jurassic World was like, turning up to 11 on that. There was definitely trying to get a lot of those shots back to, capture that wonder of the first, park. Fallen Kingdom is a lot more creepier, suspenseful, funnier, and entertaining. It keeps, at least for me, it kept my attention a lot more than the first Jurassic World. Granted, I love them both, but man, like it's a very good sequel. It fits very well following the first one. Even though this is the fifth movie. But the Jurassic World series, because they're doing like a trilogy, just like Jurassic Park. At least that's the plan. It's gonna be interesting where they continue with this one, but pretty much, it fits a lot better than how Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, fit. And that's really cool. I don't know. It's just something about this movie. I don't know if it's just Chris Pratt or the characters. It's just it's very entertaining, and like I said, it's worth your dollar. Check it out. Definitely go see it. Highly recommend it. Kids might not like it as much as the first one. I think the first one's a little bit more kid friendly because the park. This one's a little bit more horror-y. It's more horror aspect part of it. Like I said, it reminds me of Dino Crisis for some reason. I mean, you'll see, there's some similarities. A giant building, dinosaurs roaming around, and you're trying to survive. So, yeah, it feels, a little bit more video game-ish. It was funny because I went with a couple friends, and one of them it was a little bit much at the end. The third act, there's a lot kind of going on, and I get it. There is a lot going on, but it's still I found it very interesting. That's just one opinion, of course, but yeah, man, I recommend this movie. Go check it out. Hopefully it does really well. I'm sure it will. Jurassic Park and World just do crazy amounts. I actually want to go see the new Jurassic World ride that they're making. I think they're going to do like a whole little area down there. They're redoing the whole Jurassic Park ride. So I'm glad I got to go on Jurassic Park before it ended. Well, this version. So I'm definitely going to check it out when they redo it. But Jurassic World, very good. Very great. Next week. So this Sunday, usually I've been doing Sunday spoilers. There's not really much to spoil on this one. So I'm not really going to do a video this Sunday. So that's that. But next week, I'm planning to hopefully see Uncle Drew. I know Sicario's coming out too as well, Sicario 2. But I find Uncle Drew a little bit more appealing just because it looks like some good old times. It just looks fun. It looks entertaining. Hopefully it is, and I don't regret that. But until next time, guys. Later.